Hi everybody, my name's Tanya Sesmonero from Vida Coaching and I'm a career and work-life balance coach. And today I'm going to talk to you about rebuilding your confidence after a career break. So whether you have had a career break due to redundancy, or maybe you've taken some time off work to look after children or care for a loved one, you wouldn't be alone if you had lost a bit of confidence in the time that you've been off. The reasons for this, so there's a few reasons really. A big one is a loss of identity really. You know, a lot of people identify with their jobs. You know, you used to be being paid to do a job. People ask you, the big question that people always ask you is, oh, what do you do? Expecting you to talk about your job. So then if you don't have a job to talk about, people often say, oh, well, I'm just a mum, or oh, I don't have a job at the moment, and then it's feel a bit awkward. One or other of you feels a bit awkward, and so you know that can be quite difficult. A job tends to kind of be something that people they felt that they had that social interaction with people, that they were with adults and they were having that kind of discussions all day. They had a bit of a structure to their day, and they got feedback on how they were doing. They had a sense of achievement from what they were doing, and all of a sudden that's not there anymore. Another reason people can lose that kind of confidence is down to social isolation, because, you know, as I said, you had a structure to your day. Whether you enjoyed your job or not, there was a structure there. You went to work, you made money, and you came home and you knew kind of how your week looked, and all of a sudden that's not there anymore. So that can be difficult for people. People can start to get lonely when they don't have that kind of structure in their lives anymore. Another reason that people can lose confidence is because after a period of time you may start to worry that you've actually forgotten how to do your job. So I was out of work looking after my daughter for 5.5 years, and when I started my business, I realized that social media was now a big part of everyday life, in a working environment, and I needed to kind of understand how to use it in order to run my business. And I felt a bit like I was in the dark ages, and that I kind of, you know, wasn't really up to date with what was going on in life these days, and so that made me feel a bit uncomfortable. And you may also feel that you're not up to date with technological advances. And I guess finally, you can get into a bit of a vicious cycle. Once that you start to lose a little bit of confidence, then you can start to think, oh, okay, I'm not very good anymore. And you can have those negative thoughts that are coming into your head, starting to be very self-critical, and that in turn then impacts your confidence. And so you go down and down into this cycle. So if I deal with that last point first, a way of dealing with that is, if you start to find yourself like getting into a cycle of negative thinking, write down what you're thinking and then flip those thoughts and make them into a more positive thoughts. Because it might be hard at first, but try and think of, well, how can I say this more positively? What can I do? What am I good at? Rather than always telling yourself the story of what you're not good at. Think of the things you are good at and boost your self-esteem that way. Another thing that you can do in order to rebuild that confidence is to start joining maybe a club, start to volunteer, because that will also look really good on your CV if you volunteer. Make a regular date with friends to see some friends, whatever it takes to get a little bit more structure in your life, to start having a bit more social interaction, and starting to realize, you know, some passions again that you have, and regaining that sense of identity. And it will also help with the social isolation as well. If you've been made redundant, there are a number of job clubs around the area, and I'm sure in many areas over the country. And these can be a really good way of helping with, and actually, even if you haven't been made redundant, if you know, if you're just looking to return to work, then you can go to these job clubs, and they give you a structure. So there are weekly events that you can go to, and so you've got something to like look forward to each week. You're going to be with like-minded people that are in a similar situation to you, so that can be really helpful. And you know, talking to adults, and learning some new skills as well. So that could be a really good thing to do. It's especially for people who have been made redundant or out of work, but also for people that are looking to return to work after a break from having children or whatever. And also, another thing is to ask for and accept feedback. When you're at work, you get a lot of feedback all the time. When you're not in work, you don't get a lot of feedback, and that can be difficult because we all need to know that we're doing well. So, you know, if you're a mum, ask for feedback. Say, you know, try and get your husband to give you, or your partner, or whoever it might be, give you some feedback on that, so to make you feel better about how you're doing. And finally, improve your knowledge. If you're feeling like I was, a bit in the dark ages, or not sort of up to date with things, then have a look and see what courses you can take to update your knowledge. Or if you can't afford a course, go online and see if you can find out some information that would be useful for you, to learn, and to really feel like you're starting to get that knowledge. Because once you start to feel a little bit more confident that you're getting a bit more knowledge, that builds, confidence builds, and again, it's a cycle, but it's a cycle up rather than down. Okay, so those are my tips to help you to rebuild your confidence. I hope that's helped. If you'd like to find out anything further about my career coaching, then please do get in touch, put a comment below, or get in touch through my website, which is www.vidacoaching.co.uk. Thanks very much for joining me, and I will see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.